Mark on Chris.
There's two Chris's. I'm Chris
Oh,
Hales.
Yeah.
I'm not the one
No.
that Hans is referring to, I
Yeah,
don't think.
no, that's fine. Thanks for clarifying for everyone else, Chris.
And I
Hey,
don't
Chris
see the
Hales,
other
that is.
I don't
Okay,
see the other Chris on my screen.
Chesil G.
okay. Yeah, Chesil is his handle.
Right. Okay.
But we are live, so we are ready. So to everybody out there, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you find yourself in the world. We welcome you to another Wildlife Sound Recording Society listening session. This month, so 2 Sundays ago, so the first Sunday of every month in May is designated International Dawn Chorus Day. So as I said, it would be the weekend before last. So Sunday the 3rd of May, we once again observe this global celebration of nature's greatest symphony. And continuing in a tradition that we've been following for a while with the listening sessions, we have invited our members to share their recordings of the Dawn Chorus made over that May weekend. Now, there's been a little bit of an issue in that it would appear that the weather's been pretty miserable, definitely for the entire UK, and by the sounds of things, not much better in parts of Europe. So we're being a little bit more lenient and saying, a Dawn Chorus as such, rather than specifically from Dawn Chorus Day like we normally do, because otherwise I think we'd have pretty boring recordings, if any at all. Having said that, for reasons beyond our control, the timing of Dawn Chorus Day is based on the boreal or the northern hemisphere spring. So to be, try and be all inclusive, we will also accommodate Dawn Chorus recordings from any time, for that matter, from our members in the southern hemisphere. So we will go from there, and Chris, if you want to give us the first recording, please.
Okay, can you hear me then? No, you can't hear me.
Okay.
Oh dear. Okay.
Okay, hold, just before you start, Chris, let me just go and say the first recording is from Andrew Street. Are you? Can't remember whether Andrew. Yeah, Andrew, you are here, are you? Aren't you?
I
Can
am
you
indeed, Hans.
Can you tell us about your recording, please?
Yeah, so this was a small sort of country estate, only about an hour from the recent Stackpole meeting. And I wanted to sit by a body of water just to see what else I could have rather than just the typical sort of woodland birds that would come up. They obviously played a major part, but it was worthwhile just having a little see to see what else was around. And this is a bit of a compilation of various hours of recording in between the aircraft and everything else that were going over at the time. But yeah, have a listen and see what you think.
Thank you, Andrew. Chris. Chris? It's not coming through. Okay.
I don't know why this
At
is
the
not
moment, you're not sharing Reaper, remember?
yeah.
Right. For the benefit of those of you watching on YouTube, let me just clarify something. We are running tonight's show with myself sort of being your compare, and one of our fellow members is running the back room. However, as running the back room's never quite easy. There's normally quite a lot of pressure, and it's a bit of a hot seat to be in. My colleague Chris is finding it slightly warmer because he has a disadvantage that the rest of us don't have. Chris is visually impaired, so he is doing all of this purely playing back the recordings that we have, but also taking instructions from the computer via voice. There's our voices, so there's a lot of things for him to listen and try and keep his fingers on. So I do apologize for this. I promise it did all work before we actually started the session. Yeah, I don't think it's the mic mute that's the problem. Joe, thanks.
Okay, is that any better?
Okay, now we can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. But okay. That helps actually.
Does it? Okay.
You should be able to hear the. Right. We shall try again.
Okay. Right. Take it away. Andrew Street's recording, please. There we go.
I get the feeling that was a bit quiet.
Yeah. Can you play it back a little bit louder?
I don't understand why it's so quiet.
And you're muted again, Chris. No, now you're muted. Now you're unmuted, but you're very, very quiet.
Yeah, your voice is coming through very, very quiet, Chris. If you can turn
Okay.
some volume knob somewhere.
I'm really puzzled. I'm going to see if that makes any difference. But I just reseated my microphone. But I'm really puzzled as to why it's coming through really quiet. Is that any better?
Marginally. It's
Not really.
not great, not a great amount. It's we can hear you, but it's not. The level on the track was a bit low as well, I thought. I don't know what other people thought.
And I did try turning the volume up. I turned it up by 10 dB, and I don't think it made any difference. So I am very puzzled. And I'm now hearing my own voice back through my my headphones.
I just turned up the volume on my computer, and I was able to hear the field recording well once I'd done that. So I did hear it properly, I think.
Yeah, it was lovely. It had, a dab chicken, loads of stuff going on there. So what time of morning was that? Was that first thing around dawn?
Ungodly time of the morning. So it was around about 4:30, 5 o'clock at that point.
Lots going on, wasn't there? A lot of sequences there, a lot of species there.
Yeah, I mean, it
You've dropped out, Andrew.
is a bit of a clipped together image sound file there from a couple of little bits, just taking out some of the background noise that was unfortunately evident in the area as well. But yeah, there was a reasonable amount going on during that time, and it was nice just to have a feeling of some of the non-woodland species just starting to wake up, get themselves known. There were a couple of chicks around as well for some of the fowl that was there. And it was really just a very pleasant way to spend the morning, to be honest.
It was lovely. Yeah.
Very good.
Sorry, I'm just busy typing as well. I said Chris can't execute too many audible instructions. Well, I can't execute a single instruction. Well, thank you very much for that, Andrew. Next up, Andrew Watson. Tell us about your recording, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Okay. I actually went out on the Tuesday morning, mainly because I struggled to get out of bed over the weekend. But I was using this microphone here, which I don't know if you remember a couple of sessions ago, I said I was going to play around with boundary loading of microphones. Well, I sort of built this thing, which is a sphere microphone, a bit like the Schopes, but with the microphones at plus or minus 60 degrees instead of plus or minus 70. They're 1/4-inch electrets in here, and this was connected on a stand and went through my Mix Pre 3. So the idea is to do something that's more suitable for headphone listening, closer to a dummy head. The recording is at one of the quieter places I know in my neck of the woods down in Kent. It's by the River Rother, in the Rother levels. And I put the recording in like 4 sections. The first bit is the very early like half an hour period, so there's about 30 seconds of that. The second section is notable for a Sette's warbler, which I've not particularly noticed in my neck of the woods before. The third section is when the wood pigeon chorus picks up, and you just hear wood pigeons coming, the coo wood pigeons from miles around, which I really like. The fourth section is the 6 o'clock chimes from the local church bell, which you can just about pick up. The atmospherics weren't ideal for hearing that because it's quite a distance away. It has been clear on other days, but you can just about hear it in the background. And it's just nice to have that as another indication of being out in rural England. Yeah, so hope you like it.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Chris?
Yep, that's it.
That was good. The rig you've got there, is it a SAS type unit?
Remind me of what a SAS is.
It's a sort of a like a head type. Yeah, it's like a two. No, I haven't got my video on. I'm using my hands. Yeah, it's like two angles with a sort of a nose at the front. The microphones are 17 centimeters apart.
Right. Yeah.
And it's meant to be a binaural, but it sort of gives you a bit of an amplification as well. It's because there was a good separation there. It definitely had rebunting on the left, and Chetty's was there, and then things over on the right as well. So is that what it is? Is that the gear?
No, it's a pure sphere.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's a pure sphere.
Okay.
And the microphones are at plus or minus 60 degrees.
Right.
So there's Scherps did a sphere microphone where the mics were at 90 degrees, mainly for like picking up ambience in recording concert halls and things.
Right.
So I put these at plus or minus 60 to try and better replicate the directivity of the human head and the auditory system.
It's a nice sound.
Yeah, it seems to work quite well. So if anything, I'll probably make the next one a little bit bigger. But it gives you something in between. It's not full on dummy head, but it makes the recordings a lot more suitable for listening back on headphones, certainly, and still sound, reasonably good on loudspeakers as well.
Yeah, good sound. Nice. Very, very nice.
Right. Thank you very much for that, Andrew.
Okay.
Okay, next up is Andy Nicol, who can't be with us today because he's traveling, but this is what he says about his recording. He says it's recorded in our urban garden in Dunfermline. Of course, it rained pretty heavily that night between 2:45 a.m. and 6 a.m., just during the required capture period. You will hear raindrops falling on the equipment box, 3:31 a.m. recording, and on the hedge, shed roof and equipment box in the dawn recording. No microphones were damaged in the making of these recordings. He says he used... Oh, you are there. I thought you were traveling, Andy. Come on, you speak up then. Don't sit there. Unmute yourself, please, Andy. You still muted? No, we can't hear you.
He's not muted, but he's silent.
Yeah. Andy, would you rather I read what you said then? Okay.
I'm still having a lot of trouble hearing the recordings.
Chris, I can only Chris Baines, I can only apologize for that. We will try and figure out exactly what's going on and try and sort out the problem. Not sure why we are having an issue in the first place, to be very honest with you, because it sounded perfectly fine when we were doing the testing to start off with. Although at that stage we had a problem where my microphone volume kept dropping and popping up for some other reason. So I don't know whether there's a problem with the broadcast, with the internet, or whether there's a signal chain problem on Chris's side at the moment, and that's why we're not getting consistent results. But all I can do is apologize. Right. So back to Andy's recording. He says he used a Minnesota unit placed on the open lawn for the first recording, and then the second one was a Dawn proper using a double-ended microphone. That's two AOM 502 Omnis, one either end of a 17 centimeter length of copper pipe with the preamps inside. An interpretation of a system described by Mark Ferguson in the previous Zoom meeting last year. And he would like people to sort of tell him what they think of the arrangement or the quality of the recording. The arrangement looks mighty fine, and I suppose what the arrangement looks like is really irrelevant. He does say that the first recording seems to have caught a flight of oyster catchers passing over, and the second is during the waking up of the huge numbers of noisy sparrows in the hedges on either side of the garden, and the gulls which nest on nearby industrial and retail unit roofs, or roofs rather. So Chris Chessel, I'll refer to you as Chessel, okay? Then at least that way no one else thinks that they are being spoken to. So Chessel, if you wouldn't mind.
And that's it.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you. Right, Sue, I think Andy's trying to, he can't get his audio sorted out, so I hope you can see what he's trying to show you there, whether that answers your question.
Oh, yes, I can see that. It actually looks a little bit like an Olsen wing array, but without a very big, wide base. Yeah, well, that sounds nice.
What did the second one? What was the second recording made with? Right. I must admit, on their headphones, I didn't like that. Not what other people thought. There was a bit too much. There was nothing in the middle.
So would you suggest putting in more of a baffle between the two or increasing the spacing, Ian?
I don't know. I don't know what because they're omni capsules, I guess, are they?
I would assume so, yeah.
But obviously, when you're in a tube, you don't know whether they're.
Yeah, I'm sure there are omnis. They're the AOMs. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, but yeah, they do a cardioid version as well. But yeah, shame we can't actually hear Andy. But yeah, it's an interesting makeup. But on my headphones, it sounded odd. I don't know what other people, but then don't know what other people thought.
Go on then. Any takers?
Just me then.
I was going to say. Well, arguably, you got no one against you or for you, Ian.
Yeah.
I didn't find it anything too unusual about it. It sounded okay. I wouldn't. I'm not sure about the place of the microphones. I couldn't quite see where the capsules were. Were they inside the pipe?
Yeah.
Right at the end, I think.
Yeah, well, so that.
Can you show us again, Andy? Right at the very end of the pipe. Yeah, we can't hear you, I'm afraid.
And at the moment, we can't see much either. Now we can hear you. Yes.
All right.
Excellent.
All right.
That's just come in on my phone. That's why. But you can see me on here.
Yes.
And hear me on the phone.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Yes. No, it was. Say something Mark Ferguson mentioned last summer sometime that he had just had two microphones with at 17 centimeters distance, just omnis, and so I thought, well, let's just try it then, and so this is what I made up. But I'm sorry, Ian, you don't like the sound of it. That's it's interesting. I do prefer a SAS certainly, but.
Are the capsules sort of glued into the end of the tube?
Yes, they are. They're solid, mounted in with araldite.
Yeah. So you've effectively got a very dead space between them. There's no there's no air, potentially air movement. And maybe if you put some holes in the tube, just to give a bit of a balance on I think that might be the cause, because the omnis are sort of.
But the omnis have they don't have holes at the back of them.
No,
it's only the directional mics that have that, isn't it?
Yes.
So
that's to get that's the cancellation, though, to get the cancellation. But
that's
I still
right,
think
yes.
it had just had this sort of deadness to me in the middle.
Oh, that's interesting. No, I'm
make another one and see what it sounds like.
I'll do that. Yes. Yeah.
What size are the diaphragms, Andy?
Well, these are the 9mm ones, I think.
Okay.
Mics, yes.
Oh, the 502.4s.
Yeah.
Sorry? Yes, 502.4s. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're very good capsule. They're really.
I tend to use them in all my mics actually, including this one.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap and
cheap and cheerful.
Well, they're very. Yeah, they're not just cheerful. They're very good. They're actually they got the same sound to noise, signal to noise as the Primos, but the actual output from them is higher. So actually get more of a punch from them than you do the 272s.
So what is the structure of your first microphone rig, Andy?
Oh, right.
Because it looks like a sphere, a bit like.
Yes,
mine.
it's the I think, well, what I called a Minnesota design, but I think it does have another name. It's a hemisphere of polystyrene, which is just painted black.
Yeah.
With the microphones actually on the sort of center line going across. The end of the mics are down. Where are we? Just down here.
And are they pointing at plus or minus 90 degrees? Or?
No, they're pointing forwards.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just out of view. Yes, they're actually pointing there's something in the article which was saying that it's better if this board that they're sitting on is angled at 45 degrees downwards, so that they have a bit of a sort of upward catchment, as it were.
Okay.
And, so it's been reasonably successful, I think.
Sue, did you say that was a Jekyll disc? What did you call it?
Well, I've always referred to it as the Minnesota, because it was there was, I think it was the original article, which was done by somebody from Minnesota.
Yeah.
My apologies to that person for forgetting who it was, but
yeah, no. So I mistakenly called it an Olsen wing array, and I've just done an I've just done a Google search of Olsen wing array, and the images that I'm coming up with are actually different, but they are. It is another way of using spaced omni microphones with baffling in between them, but it's a different shaped baffling, and you also get
meant to be head shape.
get a bounce from the base that they're on as well. So
yes, that's right. Yes, you do. I think that's it's part of the design feature.
Yeah, the boundary effect.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
So did you hold it?
Sorry.
Did you hold the thing level, or did you tilt it?
I held it
45
just at the 45-degree angle, literally like that.
Okay.
But obviously facing the facing down the garden, really. But I was just trying to show you what this urban garden of mine actually looked like.
I certainly think the sound from the first one was, to my head, was the preferable of the two.
Right, interesting. Yes, this is. I don't know whether you can see that as a picture of our garden. We've got industrial buildings at the bottom end, and thick hedges either side. Long lawn, long garden. And, the first recording was up at the top of the lawn, and the second one was down by the shed, down at the bottom there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Anyway, that was it.
Very interesting.
Well, thank you very much for that, Andy. Thanks for making the effort to add some voice as well.
I'm glad the phone is working if the computer isn't.
Right, now, Chessel, your recordings are next.
Okay. Hope you can hear me okay.
Can't hear you.
Any better?
No.
No.
Try again.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
No, it's not Zoom. That's the problem. You unmuted in Zoom.
Yeah. Oh dear. Why can't you hear me? This is so frustrating, because it means you won't be able to hear my.
Thank you very much, Chris. Was that your second one?
A lovely quiet area, Chris. How do you
Yes.
find that?
We can't hear you, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Not to worry. We'll we'll move on to the next one then, shall we?
No better. Okay.
Which is Chris Hales. Would you mind telling us about your recording, please?
Okay, thanks. Well, I cheated a bit. This was actually on the 25th of April. I didn't realise we were stuck on a date. So this was the 25th of April when I found myself in staying in a farm near Bern in Switzerland, and it was a farm that was in a clearing in the middle of a forest. So this is a forest. This is a forest sequence. I always find dawn choruses very very complicated. It almost makes me nervous when a dawn chorus is at its peak. So what I've tried to do, I don't know if other people find the same issues. What I've tried to do in this is to split it into six slices, if you like, of something like an hour and a half of recording to meet Hans's challenge of getting a dawn chorus in 2 minutes. You'll hear a break. You'll hear a break every so often, and it'll go on to the next sequence. And I'll try, if I can still speak whilst it's playing, I'll try and explain what I thought was going on.
Right, just to clarify, Chris, it's not a sort of strict restriction of 2 minutes. It's just to try to make sure we don't get the full 2 hours.
Yeah. 2 hours is easier. It's less editing, you know.
Oh, I can imagine, but I don't have that much time. Right, Chessel, please.
So, as others have done, this is the night shift knocking off. So the next slice is the first songbird. I don't know if you could hear that, it was a black redstart. I always find it's the ones, the redstarts and the robins are always the ones with the big eyes that seem to start first before it's daylight. This is the third slice with the blackbirds coming in, thrushes coming in, mostly blackbird. And now it's picking up. I don't know whether there's a sort of a cross stimulation when they hear other birds singing. And there's the cockerel crowing, just to remind us it's dawn. So this is the fifth sequence, and you can hear a lesser-spotted woodpecker there, amongst a bunch of other things. This is when it's at its pitch, and it always makes me very, very nervous. There's so much going on. And finally, it sort of seems to calm down after a few minutes. the general sound volume goes down, and there's chiff-chaffs, there's blackcaps in here. Anxiety calls from the blackbird that saw the farm cat. And of course the inevitable wood pigeons. I just see somebody asked a question. Was that? Yes, that was a lesser spotted woodpecker that was drumming. Seems to have been a good year for lesser spotted woodpeckers in Switzerland this year. I don't know why. I've heard a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a very nice collection.
Yeah, it's interesting. It could have been recorded in England, couldn't it? It sounded like out England. Except it was much quieter though.
There weren't enough pheasants for England.
And not enough airplanes.
And where would you get lesser spotted woodpecker?
Well, I did see some a few weeks ago, a pair.
Well,
no, I don't think we've got many in England at all.
That was superb. Yeah, it's interesting, like you say, about the black redstart being early doors, because, like you say, the redstarts here are quite early as well when they fire up.
Yeah, it always seems to be a redstart or a robin that I hear, you know, just as it's beginning to come daylight, just as I can barely see things, but then my eyes are nothing to go by. But it's interesting.
Well, I did hear one comment years ago about the early birds. Basically, they start singing because they can't see what they're doing. They can't actually get to find the food, and it's too dark or whatever. So they basically say, I'm still here, mate. You know, I didn't die overnight. I'm still around. So don't think you're lucky and get into my patch. But yeah, no, it was superb. Nicely. Yeah, nice area.
I should, since we were talking technical stuff, it was a couple of LOM Omni mics separated by probably a 10 centimeter barrier with left and right on the to separate the two into an F3.
Yeah. And were you in a sort of woodland area?
Well, I was in the back garden of the farm, as I say. I was staying at the farm, and I went out into the back garden. They had a table in the back garden. I put my kit down on the table and retreated several tens of meters and just let it go, you know.
Okay.
And then sliced it up to what you heard there later on.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, but I've got
we
it.
Can. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Bob, and I'll hold you to sending a recording for the next one.
And the theme is always morning chorus, or is it?
No, it changes every time we have a session, and I haven't come up with anything yet. So.
Right. Yeah, I generally am using.
I'll keep you on your toes.
No separate. I don't have a head I usually using like a wide cardioid or omni negatons. I try to go for as least self noise as possible, quietest places I can find, which takes me deep into the wilderness sometimes. So I can't wait to share something that I captured.
Yeah, look forward to that.
Okay, guys. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Okay, you too.
Thank you. Right, next up, a member who can't be with us, Colin Lamont. He's got 3 recordings for us. The first was recorded in Malton. The second recording is Ham Wall, and the third recording is from Bicton Water Meadows. He cheated a bit as well because they're old recordings from not quite dawn chorus day, because he couldn't have been in all three places at once. Thank you very much, Chris. Any thoughts on that?
Very nice.
Yeah, I like the bittern and the cuckoo. I mean, not that I've got anything against the warblers, but I don't know why, I just do love a cuckoo.
I thought it sounded lovely.
It was, the last one was that at Ham Wall, the last one?
Yes.
Yeah. Do we know what it was recorded, what it used?
No, unfortunately it doesn't say.
Because to get the bitten on one side like that was quite impressive.
Well, I mean, you know, he cheated a bit by having a recording from last year, so, sorry, from earlier on in the month. So
no, it doesn't matter. No, it's just that it wasn't. You know, bittens are so low frequency; it tends to lump everything. So the fact that it was definitely on the left, on my headphones anyway, it sounded really. It was very nice. Yeah, I can hear myself. I don't like that.
That was on the Somerset levels. All of them, I think.
Well, I'll tell you where they were. 3 places. I mean, obviously Ham Wall. I'm not sure where Bicton Watermeadows is, and the other one was in Monkton up Wimborne, where which apparently is on the River Allen, if that helps.
I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes. Ah, Colin.
So Monkton up Wimborne is in Dorset.
Okay.
It's the River Allen is a tributary of the River Stour, so it's not far from Wimborne in Dorset. And the other one, Bicton Watermeadows, is a new fording bridge, so that's on the River Avon. And the one at Ham Wall, well, that's in Somerset.
Somerset, yeah. So that's quite wide apart.
Well, we went. I went there twice, and that was the second time. That was the one I gave you. That was taken in May because my wife wanted to go and hear the bittern.
Okay.
But that was taken at I don't know, about 5 in the morning, so she wasn't with me then. I took her in the evening and she could hear them then, but she wasn't going to get up at 5 o'clock.
Okay, and then to respond Ian's question about the bittern, what was that recorded with, or what arrangement?
They were all recorded with the same thing. I've got I just got a stereo bar with 2 clippy mics on it, and I've got a Zoom F3 recorder, and also a Tascam, the Tascam equivalent. When I do my recordings, I've recently bought 2 of them, so I set them up in different places.
Okay. So that answer things for you, Ian?
Yeah. So what were the mics? You said they were on a bar, stereo bar.
That's right. They're clippy mics.
Oh right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very good. So it's 2 omnis. Yeah. Spaced omnis.
I think for the bittern I enhanced it. I was fortunate that morning there was no agricultural activity going on, so I boosted up the I think it's about 100 hertz, the bittern, and it's very low frequency. But you wouldn't be able to do that if there's lots of traffic noise and tractors and so on. But it was just quiet.
Yes, there's a farmer who rounds his sheep up by peeping his horn on his Land Rover. So yeah, that can be very annoying. But yeah, it was very nice. It's a very nice recording.
Very nice indeed. Yes. Well, thank you very much, Colin. Dave, you're up next.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, tell us about your recording, please.
It's not a woodland one. It's heathland. Well, there was a little bit of woodland sort of towards the edge of it, so there are 1 or 2 woodland birds as well in it. Maybe there's 2 Sennheiser 816s. I'll tell you the rest afterwards.
Okay. Chris, take it away, please. Carry on, Dave.
Yes, that's right. Dartford Warbler there, joined in the blackbird. I couldn't quite hear the tawny in the background then, though, very well. It was a tawny going most of the time. And yeah, it was a lovely, peaceful morning, which you could not do that now down there. It's too noisy, and there's not the birds there anymore. But I can say that was recorded in the last century, in the late 90s, onto a Ewer, reel-to-reel tape.
Okay.
And it's been really untouched. So we didn't have any DAWs then. And I got a silver fox for that, I do believe.
Well, it was a great mixture. You heard it, Dave. It was a wonderful mixture of Swedish.
It was lovely just standing and listening to it when the sun was just coming up. Really lovely.
I'm sorry to hear you say it was recorded so long ago.
Yes. Couldn't do that now, I'm afraid.
Story of our lives, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, I say all easy now because we've got all this lovely modern equipment, but we haven't got the species around now, the quantity to record that we used to have. Definitely declined everywhere. Very sad.
No, you're right. That is a sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
But very nice indeed, and I do agree.
Yeah, the night show was just sort of winding down then. Those winks that they do, they're gradually winding down, settle down for the day.
So was this in Surrey?
New Forest.
New Forest, yeah. Well, probably most of the things will be there now. Still, they'll get. I mean,
no, because they've done so much clearance there, moving trees and all sorts of things. Speak to Roger Ireland about it. He's hopping mad. And the noise as well. The noise of the roads, because they've removed a lot of trees which block the sound. The A31 lorries going all night along there. With a speed bump, you can hear the 20 miles away across the heathland.
Yeah, but there's still nightjar, and there's still be.
Oh, it's still nightjar, yeah.
And yeah. It's another discussion. Is the number of species? We were talking about this earlier after last month's meeting, and yeah, I think rose tinted glasses sometimes.
But with the thing with the the weather changing, and the lack of insects, it's bound to affect a lot of things. Oh, it's a good idea, Giles. I might try that. See what happens. She said, "Go back and try again this now."
Yeah, well, there's a challenge for you, Dave.
Yes.
I think if people could hear, Dave, what it did sound like in the last century, they'd want to hear those sounds again.
Yeah. I used to be able to record where I live, but I can't record at any time of day or night now.
Yeah, that's a sad. Well, I mean, that's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's a good idea of yours, though. I mean, if you can find the same spot again, Dave, and
Yeah, I know exactly. There was what we call the tumulus there.
try
And,
try a few mornings and see how it compares. I mean, this is what Bernie Krause did in the US.
That's right. Yeah.
He went out for 30 years or something, recording in the same spot every morning, on the same day, year after year.
Well, I mean, Martin Stewart told us last month that he done well, he hadn't done it, but he'd given the location for some of his recordings to another sound recordist. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, and told her where he'd recorded things, and basically she'd gone and recorded. So there's what was it, Dave? 50, not quite 50-year difference, was it?
In mine, no, not mine.
No, I mean in with Martin. Anyway,
Martin, it was a long time, wasn't it?
So a massive time difference to see what the difference is between then and now. And I mean, the interesting bit is that I've actually watched the Alice Boyd is the girl's name. I've watched her video, and it's interesting because she actually describes when she's going, she describes where she's going as well, and just the way she speaks about it in terms of the way Martin spoke about it, the change is quite striking. So it's an interesting project. So there you go, Dave.
Yeah, challenge is out. Okay.
You got a project lined up for you. So we don't want you telling us, oh, I can't record here in Surrey because of all the planes. Right, Chesil. Next up is me. I confess it was a rather long one, because I did a composite, because when I put it together we only had three recordings submitted, and I thought, ooh, we're going to battle to stretch that out for the whole night. But you can cut it short whenever you want. As I said, it's a bit of a composite type job because, Sunday the 3rd of May it was raining, and not only was I rather sort of averse to getting out of bed, clearly the birds were averse to getting out of bed as well, because they seem to not really sort of put a whole lot of effort into it. So hence I had to stretch it out a bit to try and get some variety. But yeah, please, Chris, or Chesil rather. Thank you very much, Chris.
That's very nice.
Oh, thank you very much.
How did you have like a rain shield over the microphones to stop?
No, unfortunately I didn't. But what I did have was a pair of Lom Micro Usis. So they've each got a Bumblebee Industries little furry job on directly on the microphone, and then that is placed inside a 90 centimeters large sphere with a furry cover over that. So it's sort of
okay.
The raindrops are falling on the 90 millimeter spheres rather than directly onto the microphone capsules. So that's why some of them are a little bit louder than I would have liked.
No, but it sounded nice. It just created a very atmospheric sound. I thought it was really nice just to hear the raindrops and the bird song in the background, I guess.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, like I say, I would have preferred the rain to be a little less. Yeah, maybe I need a third layer of protection, just a little bit further away again. But
I don't think it was too intrusive, Hans. I think it made it a nice atmospheric sound for it. It's a lovely background.
Thanks.
It's not easy getting things like rain.
You mean recording it?
At the right level and everything.
Yeah.
There's plenty of it here, Dave. If you
I was going to say, yeah.
I was looking out the window while listening to it, thinking, well, it's getting quite cold here.
I mean, normally speaking, if it's raining, I don't go out recording.
No.
Well, I'd made the journey, so I thought, well, I'm here now. Yeah.
It was Yorkshire rain, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Did you pick it up by the accent, Ian?
That's right. That's it. Yeah. East Coast. Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah.
I'm sure Joe got the call. You know, being over at border. Sorry, everybody else.
Oh, thank you very much, Ian. But speaking about Ian, could you tell us about your recordings, please?
All right. Well, I cheated as well because I looked at the weather forecast and I went, nah, it's not happening on the Sunday. So I went on the Friday instead. So it's the 1st of May rather than the 3rd of May to one of my favourite places, Stocks Reservoir, which is about an hour's drive away. So it isn't from the Cracker Dome because that's when I set off, and by the time I get there, it's a 20-minute walk to where this was done. So basically, this is like you said earlier, Chris, with your hour and a half recording chopped into bits. So it's early, mid, and then late, and then I don't know how many. Are you playing both the all the recordings I sent you, or just the? What are you playing, mate? You know.
Yeah, 2 recordings. So.
Right, they're quite long, both of them. Yep.
Right.
So the second one is more a case of, do you know what's happening here? But we'll play the first one, have a listen. Then the second one is more a case of an interesting sound that I bet not many people will be able to recognise. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I don't know. You managed to get the level to go up a bit then, Chris. I don't know how you did it, but yeah, thank you. Yeah, when I actually sent that in, it's a good job I recorded it on 32-bit because it was so loud. I had to back it off when I sent it down to you. Yeah, good guess, Chris. Nearly there.
A goosander then?
Yeah, female goosander. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I could tell the difference from sound.
No. But we do have mergansers on the red-breasted mergansers, but no, it was a goosander. But what I did like was the fact that the sound was going around your head. I don't know if you
was it going round in circles?
Yes, it was flying around in circles. Yes, literally it was.
Yeah.
So that was done on a back-to-back SAS.
Yeah.
So my quad in quad, with my 4 speakers in here, it literally flies around the room. So it's quite an interesting sound.
So was it flying all the way around the microphone array?
No, well, it was about what, 50 foot up, probably 30 foot up, 10 meters, 20 meters up, or something like that. And for some, I mean, they obviously breed on the river. There's a river just down. I don't know. You could probably hear the river. And they breed on the rivers in that area. But I've never heard one flying around there before. It's not something that's normal. But it was. Yeah, it was interesting. It was flying around. But there was a comment made from the weekend in Wales that I think who was it said that it was that the dawn choruses were getting weaker and thinner, and that's not my experience there. They're very full. There's blackcaps, garden warbler, white throats, and blackbird song thrush. All the lots of them. They're all giving it plenty at that time of morning. But it is interesting to hear the different comments that people make about dawn chorus. But
Ian, our mergansers nest in trees at the side of water bodies.
Yeah, that's right.
Were you standing under a tree? Were you standing under its nesting tree?
No.
Flaring at you, going round in circles.
No. I was. There's a path down to the river, and it's my favourite place for garden warblers. And I can't resist garden warblers, I'm afraid. I just put the rig down, my quad rig down, and then back off about 100 meters, and sit down and listen and see what happens. No, it was. No, I don't know why it was doing it. No idea. It certainly wasn't me. They've done a lot of felling of trees. It's a coniferous planted area, and they felled an awful lot of trees, including somebody said it burnt. I said, was it a raven? There are ravens there, and they've chopped down the tree with the nest in. They've nested there for 10 years, and not this year because the tree's not there anymore. But one of the pieces does have a raven flying around, but not on that one. But yeah, they do nest in trees. You're right. In holes in trees. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Right, Joe.
Yeah, shall I say a little bit?
Please do, indeed. That's
so, yeah. So I was in Poland. I came back from Poland yesterday. So this is a recording on the Saturday morning. It's a bit later in the dawn chorus, so I don't think it's the full dawn chorus, but it's in East Poland, in the Biebsie area, which is marsh, but I was actually in a wooded area, so it's more like a woodland dawn chorus sound, and it's just a 2-minute excerpt from a longer recording.
Cheso, please. Thanks, Joe. Sounded very nice, Joe.
You might have heard the crane in the background. There were some earlier on in the dawn chorus. I had my microphones facing out towards the marsh, and it was full on trumpeting cranes. But the other way round, facing towards the wood, it was quite like a English dawn chorus, really, except there's loads of cuckoos in Poland.
Yeah, they seem to be everywhere, don't they?
Yeah, which is really nice, isn't it?
It is.
Actually, they're doing well somewhere. And I don't know whether anybody could identify for me a bird that was going up and down. Did anybody hear that? No. Okay.
What were the microphones you were using?
They're Sennheiser cardioid microphones, and they were in a ORTF stereo pair.
It sounded very sweet in the treble.
I wandered around trying to find a nice spot the day before where I thought the acoustics were good. So I was on the outskirts of I was on the woodland edge. There was a small space between me and the woodland, and the acoustics there seemed to me sweeter than in the dense woodland itself.
That's nice.
When you say the bird that's going up, sorry, do you know whereabouts on the track it was?
Shall I send you it, Ian?
Yeah, send it.
Yeah, it's going very fast.
Right.
But I'll send you it through.
Yeah, do that.
Thank you. There's so many birds out there that I've never heard before. I don't know what I'm listening to.
No,
it's great.
Well, the trouble is, it's when we were there last year, we saw things, and it's like, but you don't get them in this habitat in England. And Thomas, who I was with, you know who? Oh, I mean, he said, "You're in Poland, so don't think about it being the English version. You've got to think of it."
Right. There were hardly any robins. There were loads of black caps.
Yeah.
There were loads of nightingales as well.
No, they wouldn't be nightingales. They're thrush nightingales.
Yeah, thrush nightingales. There was a kind of walkway down from where I was, which later on in the morning would just have been thrush nightingales.
Yeah.
I have to go back.
They are, and they are good. They're very good. But I mean, you also get marsh warbler as well, which are just fantastic. They just, well, they're one of the best mimics going.
So that came up on Merlin, but of course I couldn't tell what.
Yeah.
Where is it? No, it's just like beyond me at the moment.
They're sort of a nondescript sort of, warbler. But my goodness, they don't have no how to sing. Fantastic sound.
I agree, Ian. They're great listening to them.
Yeah, you can't. It's not one of those that you can sort of. I don't know whether it's ever going to be like that here. It probably never was. But because they've got such a big area to go at, you got all the stuff that comes. You've got the three different grasshopper type warblers: grasshopper, sedge, and savvies, and river warbler.
So we thought we weren't in Biebsha, we were further west driving across. We thought we heard a grasshopper warbler in the reeds, and we put Merlin on, and it said savvies.
Could well, yeah.
But we've never heard a savvies warbler before, and it sounded just like a grasshopper warbler to us. So it's that kind of thing.
They can do, but they are different. But and river warblers similar to the Lucosta. They're all locust mimics. They're all of a similar ilk, but they are slightly different. But you get all three over there. So brilliant, superb. I'm looking forward to being there next week.
Yes, right. And then we have one last recording left from Jason Puddyfoot, who couldn't make it. So Chris, if you don't mind playing that for us, please. Thanks, Chesil. Right, and just for those who wanted to know, that recording featured mostly a yellow-throat, oh, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, Burgoyne, which was recorded in, sorry, not a yellow-throated Burgoyne, a yellow-throated fluttering, and that was recorded in Burgoyne Bay Provincial Park in Canada.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't find my notes. So those would be legitimate Canada geese on there, like proper.
Yeah.
Not the things we get over here.
Yeah, it was a lovely, quiet, no background noise whatsoever.
Yeah, very quiet. And yes, that was also recorded by Jason Puddyfoot. So, for the benefit of those of you who had been joining us on YouTube, I would like to say thank you for spending your time with us listening to some wildlife sounds. And depending on wherever you find yourself in the world, we wish you a good morning, a good afternoon, but most importantly and most definitely a good night. Thank you very much, Chesil. You can end the stream.